Most people don't know this. They cut the onion to prepare their food and throw away the part that is worth the most money, the part that is worth gold. And if you have already thrown away this part of the onion, which you spent money on, bought the onion, consumed the top part, and threw this away in the trash, know that you are throwing money in the trash too. It's not just the onion. Your money is going away. What I'm going to show you in this video will give you an infinite supply of green onions. You will use the part you usually use in your kitchen, which is the top part. And this part here that you used to throw in the trash will bring you infinite green onions. Pay close attention to this, because I'm going to teach you now the step-by-step process from experts to cultivate and multiply your green onions at home. And what you're going to do is very simple. You have the onion you're going to consume in your kitchen. You're going to cut it. But now you're not going to cut it here close to the roots. You're going to give it a space of approximately 1 finger from the part with roots. You see that we have the top part of the onion and the bottom part of the onion that usually has these hairs here. This here, people, is the real root. And then you're going to take 1 finger above the roots, as you always do in your kitchen. Cut it. Now this top part you will use, and this one that you normally discarded, you will also give it an incredible use, so you can have green onions in your house eternally, without spending $1 more. And what I like most about this tip, people, is because it is very simple and easy to do. You don't need to rush. You don't need to plant immediately. No. If you cut it there and it's in your kitchen, you're going to take a cup or a small container and you're going to put it there, this green onion. But remembering, pay close attention now. It needs to be this part of the roots. The top part will never sprout. So you're going to put the root part, like this, inside the small bowl, right? We're going to put it here, roots facing down. And now what we're going to do is simply put a little bit of water to have hydration in these roots. We don't need at this moment to completely bury the onion in water, because this hydration is capable of maintaining the moisture in the green onion so it doesn't die until the day of planting. And it's also sufficient to make the roots increase in size, start sprouting, and even some people manage to grow this green onion in water. It's not what I do here. I prefer to grow in soil. I'll show you how I do it. But I always usually leave the green onion in water to sprout better roots, more hydrated roots, and also sometimes it even starts to sprout here in the middle. See this here in the middle of the onion? This little part here, see? This is where the first sprouts will come from. As soon as the first sprouts start to come out, I suggest that you already start moving to the next step that I'm going to teach you here in this video. So I'm going to leave one here in the water, then I'll show you the result of how it will sprout. And this other one I have here, I'm going to plant directly. So you can also see how the step-by-step is that I do here to have infinite green onions harvested in an organic way, without poison, without chemical fertilizers, totally natural and safe for my family. So let's leave this part that is in water aside, and let's work now with this little pot here. People, I love planting in these half-moon pots here. We're going to basically put this root part in a substrate that is light, drainable, and highly fertile. Notice that the soil is very light, see? Very loose. And here we have a wealth of organic matter. And this will make the green onion you plant grow in a beautiful, fast way. People, in less than a week, you can count and take note. You will already see sprouts being born on the green onion you were going to throw away. Look at what a special wealth. But it's very simple to plant. I'll show you now how I do it. Today, I'm going to plant only this side here of this corner of the pot. I don't need to bury it much. What I'm going to do is place it level here with the soil of the pot. And we're also going to take that part of the green onion that we separated in water, which in this case would have already sprouted new roots, already had new sprouts. We're going to put it here, on the other side too, flush with the soil. Remembering, the soil needs to be rich in nutrients for you to have an even more nutritious green onion for you and your family, for it to grow faster, develop green, pretty like this. And besides the soil, there are a few more details that I'm going to teach you here that make a total difference in the quality of the green onion you're going to consume. Look, before I continue, I need to tell you that there is a mistake that many people make, and it is one of the biggest mistakes in planting onions this way. If you bury this onion too much, the risk of rotting is imminent and very high. Always leave it leveled like this, at soil level. Follow our tips exactly as we pass them, and you will have results. Everything here is proven, tested, and approved. Then you have another secret, which is the watering. Watering, people, needs to be done in an abundant way. But if the soil is not capable of draining the waterings you do, it holds the moisture for a long time, it gets waterlogged, or you simply don't wait for it to dry completely before doing a watering, there is also the risk of your green onions rotting even before they start to sprout at your house. So, another very important tip is whenever you go to water, check here if the soil is not already moist. If your finger comes out dirty, it's moist. If the soil is already all dry, then yes, you water again. And then yes, when it is completely dry, when you are actually going to do the waterings, then you should indeed water well until all the substrate, all the planting soil, is completely moist. See, I like to wash the surface of these green onions I planted during waterings, but the ideal watering needs to be abundant and spaced out, so that there is time for the soil to dry between one watering and another. And mainly the watering, when it happens, needs to cover all the soil, all the substrate. This way you know that all the substrate has moisture, and will yield this moisture to the roots. The ideal way for you to be sure that the watering was sufficient is for the water you poured on top to come out here through the bottom holes. Here in my region, on very hot weather days, I water every day once. And in colder climates, when the weather here is not so hot, then I can water this plant of mine once every 2 days. And then, people, look at the result I have here in a new planting I did approximately 15 days ago. Only 15 days. Look at how much sprouting we have here in this green onion. The cool thing is that you can understand how many sprouts will come out. See? Here there are 1, 2, 3. Here in this other one here, we also have 1, 2, 3 sprouts. Here I'll show you closer, so you can see, and we know more or less how many sprouts will come out. Looking here, see this yellow part here? Where I have a sprouting stimulus. I have another stimulus here, the second. And the third here too, probably 2 green onion sprouts will come out. And in this other one here, we also have one here, another here, and another here. So there are 3 sprouts in each one. If you take a larger onion, especially in width, the sprouting potential is much greater. There are times when we plant here and 5 sprouts are born per onion, per bottom part of the onion that we plant. And then our little garden yields a lot. This here fills the pot and becomes a beautiful thing. But pay close attention now so you don't make the mistake that most people make. Here we have soil extremely rich in nutrients. It's new soil that we just fertilized. Here we have soil where the last time we put fertilizer was at the time of planting 15 days ago. Now, 15 days have passed. The nutrients that were in this soil have already turned into these green wonders. The green onions have already given strength and energy for the sprouting of green onions. So what do I need to do? Fertilize. It seems simple, it seems obvious, but many people don't repeat fertilization after 15-30 days. I'm going to teach you now how we fertilize here, So the growth continues, pleasant to the eyes, rich in nutrients, the leaves that we are going to consume, and everything works well until the end of the life of these little sprouts here. What I like most to use in garden things, in leaves, in seasonings, in green onions, for example, is this powder here, people. You find it easily. I'm already going to reveal its name to you, but first, I know you like to try to guess what this is here. Comment down below what you think this fertilizer is that I use in my gardens, in my green onions, in kale, in basil, even in green seasoning. We use it a lot. This here is organic and natural. This here, people, is very easy for you to use. Comment below, because I want to see if you guess what it is. You're going to take here a little bit and put it around the plant you planted. This here is the replacement of nutrients for your plant to continue developing. It will develop fast in good soil, but if you stop fertilizing, the development stops being great. It starts to delay a little bit. The nutrients that your plant will have at the time you consume will be smaller. So it's important for you to do this fertilization every 15 days, or at least 30 days, once a month. You put this here on your plant or some organic fertilizer rich in nitrogen that you have there, and your green onions will grow, prosper, multiply, and you will have these nutrients ready for you to consume in your home's food, in your family's food. And there is another very important factor that many people neglect, and it is one of the main things for any type of plant. You just planted it, it will need light, but don't put it in full sun in those strongest hours of the day. The maximum it can have in this initial phase is a little morning sun, or even filtered sun. I like to do the following. I take it here and put it under a shade cloth, next to these new seedlings I have here. All the new seedlings are here under a shade cloth in filtered sun. And it's here that I also put my green onion that is still new, which has no resistance to full sun. So, only after that, I start to bring more luminosity, more direct sun to it. When it is already 30-40 days after planting, then it can already withstand full sun. Then you can put it to take sun all day. It will need a little more watering and it will develop very well, because they need light to survive. Never grow your plant for a long time inside the kitchen or inside the living room, in a closed place. No. Put it in a place that has plenty of light, in an area, on a balcony, or even in a window, and then your plant will develop with much more strength. And look how cool, these sprouts here that come out together very close to each other. What you will do when they grow more is separate them. So, instead of a seedling like this with many sprouts, you will separate these 3 sprouts and place them further apart in the pot, so that they can grow individually and have more energy, each of them separately. And then after a few days, you will already be able to harvest. And to harvest, there is also a secret. You're not going to come here and pull this green onion of yours. You will see that this green onion here, it creates roots. I'm going to pull it out here, people, because many people don't believe that it roots. And it roots very well. In 15 days, look at the amount of roots that this green onion here has already generated. Look at how many roots. What healthy roots we have here in this plant. Here, people, to harvest is as follows. You're not going to harvest once, you're going to harvest several times. So, when you go to harvest, don't cut here at the bottom. No, okay? Cut it here at the top. I'm not even in the harvest phase, but I'm going to cut so you can see. You're going to cut here at the bottom, see? Here you're going to take the green onion that you're going to consume, right? And here it will start to sprout again with it in the pot. You don't need to take it out of the pot to harvest, no, okay, people? I just came to show the roots to you and teach you that when you go to harvest, you should cut like this, a little bit above this rhizome it has, okay? You're going to leave it like this. Here, I usually leave 3-4 fingers of height for these leaves to start developing again. And further down the road, I return to make a new harvest. This way, I always have green onions here at home. I don't waste the bottom parts that were going to the trash anymore in any way. Now I can do it here at home in a natural, organic way, without insecticide, without pesticide, all this for my family to eat safely, without any difficulty. Look how incredible. And for you who are wondering what fertilizer we use to grow so many roots, for us to have such healthy green onions in such a short time, which is this one we talked about, I even want to see who got it right. I'm going to read the comments, huh? Look, this little product here that we use to fertilize every 15 days, every 30 days, it is an organic compound based on cattle manure and chicken manure, well cured. People, you find this easily. If you're going to buy it, it's cheap. But there are many people who have access to it easily for free. Just this here that you're going to put on your plant every 15-30 days will already be all the complete fertilizers you need for your plant to develop. If you want, you can also use bokashi, you can use rabbit manure, you can use any organic fertilizer that is richer in nitrogen, and the result will be phenomenal. It will be this one we're showing you here today. So, I just want to see, did you guess that this is manure? It is the value of this tip. A part that was going to the trash, that most people discard, you can make it become real food in your home. And many people can even make money selling it. This is very simple to do, and you do it in small spaces. Comment down below what grade you give to today's content. From 0 to 10, is this tip worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, in your opinion? Leave your comment here. More important than that, share this video with those who love plants and need to know this. We are here every day teaching you to better cultivate your plants, making them produce fruits, produce beautiful blooms, grow a lot in a healthy way, and even pest control. All this for free for you here on the channel. If this story changed the way you look at the scraps in your kitchen, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. We are uncovering the history and the secrets they tried to bury. Plant the future. The next treasure will be opened soon.